Hello everyone, my name is Deep Dalui, and this is the intro video for day zero of Project V.E.S.S.E.L. So, you asked me, what is Project V.E.S.S.E.L? V.E.S.S.E.L stands for Virtual Experiment and Scaffolded Self Evolving Learning. So, I know a lot of words, but I am a fan of Tony Stark, so I like acronyms. So, there's that. So, what is it? Basically, it's a learning experiment. It's a learning experiment where I am trying to learn a variety of subjects, three to be exact, with a different kind of approach than the conventional ones. And I'm going to be documenting the improvements I make throughout this journey that I do, and how am I going to be doing the experiment, and how what is this non-conventional way, you ask? AI tutors. I'm going to be using AI tutors, and I know that sounds like a fancy word. I mean, it's nothing fancy. I have just made custom prompts, tailor-made prompts for ChatGPT, and I have them running in different instances. So basically, the kind of framework or kind of approach that I'm using for learning these skills are ritualized case-based framework. I call it that. And the reason it is like that is, whenever you're trying to learn something with ChatGPT, you can go on with a discussion like in intellectual sparring. But what will happen is, after a while, it just becomes small talk, and then it really doesn't register in your memory, and I do not want that to happen. And I have experimented a lot with AI, so I know that it is a very like a sure thing that really happens. So in order to actually have a component, a physical component to it, I've attached there's two main things to this kind of approach. First is the ritual session based learning. So it's like a case based framework. Like I said, it gives me a case, I try to solve it, it tells me what I can refine, what I can improve, what I did correct, and it gives me resources and flashcards for my journey ahead, or when I if I want to look more into it, dive deeper. So, and the second part to this is the physical tangible component. Like, I have notebooks over here that I usually use for like my normal project learnings, or foundational learnings from my field, biotechnology, or like a research paper insights. So I have learned that writing things down, it sort of helps you, and it is nothing new, obviously. So in order to have a physical tangible component that you can look into later and sort of document your learning journey, you need to have a discipline based approach, that you will write things that you learn from it. And for that, in the tutor, like, it sort of gives you flashcards, it sort of gives you insights, so you can write them down, and you can use the notebook to think the case better. Because I don't want it to be a single armed strategy. I don't want it like that. Because there are certain good things to the current classroom based approach, and this is one of them. So I'm trying to fuse it with the, I think, what I call as the next gen of learning, or the future of learning. And the reason why this works, and what I've identified, is that usually what happens in the classroom, like for example, if I'm learning something called, let's say, rolling replication, we're first taught the theory, and they're not really wrong for doing that. It's a complex subject. But like, what really happens is that it bets on the fact that curiosity will be like imbued in you, and then you will go on your own to explore the subject. But it happens the other way. It sort of kills your curiosity that way, and efficiency of learning is declined, and I don't want that. So what I have observed is, when you do learning by this kind of case based like framework, where you are put in a real situation and you have to solve it by whatever amount of knowledge you have, and then you're told to refine, and what could be better, it sort of gives you a confidence in your abilities, and it sort of increases the chances of you exploring and learning the topic on your own, even exploring theory, because you want to improve, you want to correct your mistakes, you want to refine yourself. So that's like the opposite of the approach that we take in the conventional means. And I've seen, like, it works. It has worked with me for boring subjects. I like, I would say calculus, or I would say systems thinking. I have used this approach, and it has proven me. It has, I would say, increased my learning speed or learning rate by like what, two folds. I know that that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, like, because of the time that you put in learning these kinds of skill, it is very cumbersome. And if you're saving a lot of time, you're already ahead than most. So basically, what happens is, here in the normal classroom, theory first, curiosity later, and that is sort of a bad approach, I think. But using these kinds of framework, your like curiosity is put first, and like a need is put first. Like, why do you want to touch the theory? Because you want to improve. because you already know what you already do right and what you do wrong. So then you're more likely to take that feedback from the textbook. So exciting, right? So that was the why. And now how will I evaluate it? So the way that I'll evaluate is, obviously, these are not quantifiable skills exactly. Yeah, you can rate storytelling based on tone, clarity, coherence, and timing and voice modulation, but it's not exactly, you are not exactly quantifying it as a whole. You are distributed into its components. So that is not really feasible. So because it is like that, what I'll do is I'll take the day one's case and the day one's answer that I've given, and I'll take the day 14 and the day 14's answer that I've given, and I'll compare. I've even written evaluation prompts for these, because AI will be doing the evaluation, obviously, or I will have some human to do that. But then again, you can use humans if you have access to them. That sounds bad, but in the sense that if you already know someone who is good at applied psychology, you can have them evaluate your thinking patterns. But then again, all of us do not have access to such people. So I think I'll use AI for that. So then it will tell me what my problems are and how I have improved, stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing this for 2 weeks. Today is day one, but the day zero video is being shot today. How very relevant. So I hope we all can get something very good from this journey that I am pursuing. And if you have any questions, okay, you are free to put them in the comments. And if you need any kind of help learning in this sort of thing or this sort of applications, feel free to reach out to me. And I feel I'm very excited for this to go on. And be sure to follow me on Threads, because that's where I'll be putting my day wise things and insights that I'm gaining. Because shooting a video is, I don't like shooting videos, and I don't like editing them as well. So yeah. So I hope you all have a good day and a good night, and I hope that I'll be able to give you something concrete out of this experiment. uh, so until then, bye bye, take care, see you.